Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video, I will show you how to overlay text on a video in Expo React Native for iOS using AVMutableComposition. I have already made a video for Android, so if you are interested, you can watch that. So let's get started. So first, as usual, you will have to go to this particular link over here, and I'll just paste it over here. So we will be using this blank TypeScript template. Feel free to use whatever template you want. It's just that I will be using this this blank TypeScript template because it has less boilerplate code and it also gives us TypeScript support. So I can just copy this command, go to your workspace directory. I am already inside my workspace directory, and just paste it over here. You can give your app whatever name you feel like. Let's just wait, and I'll just give it as my app. So yeah, let's just wait for this to finish. Now we need to write some native code. So for that you will have to go to this particular URL over here as well, and just open it in a new tab as well. And here you will select iOS device. Here you can select development build. I have disabled EAS because I don't want to run it on cloud. I want to run it locally. I have already installed Xcode as well as Xcode command line tools, and I have already installed Watchman as well. Then the next, if you haven't done already, you will have to do all the steps. Then we have to copy this particular command. Now let's just wait for our app to finish. Yeah, so it has finished creating our app. I can just cd to my app and then just paste this command, so it will install some dependencies for us. So let it do its thing. Once that is done, I can just again copy this particular command and then paste this. Now this will take a little bit of time to run because it needs to install, like, apart from creating the iOS folder, it also needs to install this CocoaPod dependency. So just be patient, this will take a little bit of time. So let it do its thing. Once this is done, I'll come back again. So the CocoaPod installation was done and it is asking me to run this application. I won't run it now because I haven't written any code. So I'll just do Control C. Then you have to go to this particular URL over here. So we need to add some native iOS module. So I have already opened this, and inside this, if you want, you can read the documentation. I'll just copy this command and I'll just paste it over here. Now it will ask us few questions, so I'll keep everything as default and I'll just press enter. If you want, you can change the name, but you'll have to change some code as well later on. So here you can see our project is created. I'll just open the project inside VS Code just to show it to you. So here is our project. Now here you can see the iOS folder as well as the module which has been created. Now what I'll do is I'll write down all the code which is necessary. Then I'll come back and I'll explain it to you what all things I have done and show you guys the output as well. Sorry, one more thing which I forgot, which you need to do is, given that we had installed this particular module, we again need to run pod installation. So you can just run this particular command, pod install -- project - directory equal to iOS, and then just press enter. Now again this will take little bit of time, so let it do its thing. We'll just move on to the code. We need to install few more dependencies as well, which I'll come back later on, but for now let it do its thing. So here you can see it is installing the modules. So yeah, let's just wait for this to finish, and I'll just install those two modules as well, and later on tell you what all modules you need to install, like npm modules. Okay, so the next thing which you have to do is you have to install this particular dependency of React Native video. So you can just go to your app and just do this npm install React Native video. I have already done that. Next, we also require React Expo image picker. This is for picking videos. So again, you can just do npm install Expo image picker. So something like this. Again, I have already done this, so I'm not doing it again. Now, given that we have installed two native modules like React Native video and Expo image picker, we again need to do this pod installation. So again, you can just copy paste this code. Again, I have already run it. This will take a little bit of time, so be patient. Once that is done, you can just go to your app.json file, and this I have just copied it from the documentation. So first you have to add this plugins. After this web plugins array, for Expo image picker we have to tell why we require the photos permission, and for React Native video you have to add this I think this is mostly for Android, but still I have added it. So make sure you add this entire plugins array which you are seeing it over here. Once that is done, you can go to modules, my module, and here you can go to src my module.ts. So these three things are present by default. This can change in future, but there are two methods which we need to add. First one is overlay text on video, which takes the URI of the picked video as well as the text which we want to overlay, and it returns a promise of void. Actually it returns a URL of the transform video, which I will show you how we are sending back. And next one is save video. So once the video has been transformed, we just takes the URI of the transform video and save it to the Photos app. This actually returns a promise of boolean, but I'll show you how we are sending the data back. So if you go to my module.type.ts, you should see something like this event payload which is created by default. In this I have added two more things: video URL, which will be the output for this method, overlay text on video, and this particular boolean is whether the video has been saved or not to the Photos app. This will be the output for this save video method. So hopefully you got the point. I don't know why we are doing this, like why some of you might be saying that why can't we just return promise of string and promise of boolean. I don't know why, like they are doing the same thing for this set value async. That's why I'm doing the same thing. But if you have any if you know why they exactly do it, do let me know in the comments as well. That's why I'm following the same pattern which Expo uses. Next you will have to go to iOS info.plist and make sure you add this photo library usage description permission here as well. This is only required for saving the video to the Photos app. If you are not saving it, you don't require this permission. Then you will have to go to app.tsx, and here we have to add few imports. First one is this touchable opacity text as well as alert from React Native. Then we are also importing our module, so if you have named it differently you will have to change it over here as well. Then we are also using this use state as well as use effect from React. We are importing Expo image picker, and we are also importing React Native video. Then I have created this use state for the URI of the transform video, which I will show you later on. Ignore this use effect for now. Here you can see inside the view I just have one button of touchable opacity. Here I have just created one text for it, and on click of it we just do image picker dot launch image library async media type video, selection limit is 1. And if the videos, if we have a proper video URI, we just call this my module dot overlay text on video, which we have defined it inside our my module.ts file. We pass the video URI as the first input, and this is the text. You can change it to whatever you feel like. Next one is next button is my module.save video, and here we are passing the video URI. Now the output for this, okay, we are listening it inside use effect. So here you can see I'm listening for this on change event handler, which is present by default when we create an Expo module. So here you can see this on change event handler which they have created. Like I have not created this by myself, this was present by default, and we are constantly listening for this video URL input, like output variable which we have added. If it is not equal to undefined, not equal to null, and not equal to empty string, then we just assign it to our set video URI state. And if data dot is video saved, this is for the second method's output. If this is not equal to undefined, not equal to null, if it is true, then we just display an alert saying success, otherwise we display an alert saying failed. So here is our second button, and on press of it we just do my module.save video and pass the video URI. And once this video URI is not equal to empty string, we just display a video element. We pass the video URI as the source, and on error we just log console. Here is our style of width and height, and here we display the controls for it as well. So yeah, pretty much that's it on the JavaScript side. The next thing which you will have to do is, okay, so I'll just open my project, go to my app, go to iOS, and you will have to double click on this XE workspace to open it inside Xcode. I have already opened it. Now the problem is the code which I'm going to show you only works from iOS 18 and above. I will also show you the code which works for iOS 18 and below as well, like iOS 17 and below, but it will cause some issues if you are using Swift 6, and I don't know how to resolve that issue. That's why I have commented that code out. First let's see how to do this for iOS 18 and above. So for that you will first have to go over here, go to your app, go to general, and here you will have to click on this plus button, change this to 18.0 as well as this to 18.0. Then you will have to go to pods, development pods, and my module, or you can directly go it from VS Code as well. Just go to modules, my modules, iOS, my module.swift. Okay, and here firstly you have to import this photos UI. You also have to annotate this iOS 18. Okay, then here we have used this file manager.default. Okay, then just scroll down. This is all boilerplate code which is present by default. I have not changed anything. Then here we have defined a function called overlay text on video. Now the name should be the same what you have defined it inside the TypeScript file. It takes a video URI as well as a text. Then here we just call this method which I have defined below, which I will show you shortly. We are passing the URL of the selected video as well as the text, and it gives us the updated URL, and this is how we send the response back to React Native side. So here again this should be the same what you have defined it inside this my modules.type.ts, and we pass the updated URL. In case of error I'm just printing it out, but if you want you can create a separate variable for error message as well. And then for saving the video, first we get access to our photos app. So again this method I have defined below, which I will show you shortly. Once we have access, then we just do ph photo library.share.perform changes, create request for asset from video, pass the URL to it, and if it is success then we just do is video saved as true. In case of error again I'm printing it to the console, but yeah, if you want you can send this false instead of true, you can send it as false back to React Native side as well. Then this is the method for asking permission to access the photos app. So yeah, you can just copy paste it, and this is the code for overlaying text on video. So first we have to create an AVMutableComposition, then an AV URL asset, then we create a video track, we get hold of our audio track, then we get the duration of the video, then we get the asset video track, asset audio track, then we create a CM time range make. We insert the time range for our video track, insert the time range for our audio track, then we create an AVMutableComposition, we set the render size, frame duration, then we create a parent layer, we create a video layer as well, then we set the parent layers frame as well as the video layers frame, add the video layer to our parent layer, then we create a CA text layer as well, then we set the background color as well as the foreground color, then we set the string, set the font size, shadow opacity, alignment mode, frame. Okay, here like this will display your text at the center of the video, but you can play around with this or just ask ChatGPT. Like suppose most of you might want to like overlay it on the bottom right hand side. So yeah, you can just ask it. It's pretty simple. You just have to change the X and Y, maybe the width and height as well. I mean width is fine, maybe the height if you want you can change it. Should rasterize as true. Then here we have to set the animation tool, then the video composition instruction, then the time range make, then the video composition layer instruction, which we are setting over here, then the export path, export URL. If file manager already exists, then remove that particular file. Then we create an AV asset export session, which you can see till here. And here we set our video composition, should optimize for network usage true. Now this code which you are seeing is only works on iOS 18 and above. So we just do export session dot export, and once it has been exported we just get the state out of it. Okay, and then at the end we return the export URL. Now if you want to see how it works for below iOS 18, you can uncomment this code and uncomment this particular bit of code as well. But do remember this particular code line of code throws error if you are using Swift 6. I don't know how to resolve this particular error, that's why I'm not showing it to you guys. But yeah, that should be about it. Let me simply scroll in case if I have missed anything, but hopefully that should be it. Yeah, if you face any issue, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye. Okay guys, so here is the output. Make sure you run this project on a real device, it will not work on the simulator. So here I'll click on pick video, I'll select this video, it will start the processing, and here you can see it has laid the text over the video. So I'll just play the video as well. So I'll just pause it. Hopefully you got the point. I can save this video as well. If I click on save, I'll give full access, and the video has been saved. If you want, you can go to the photos app as well just to check it. Here you can see the last video. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.